Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be breaking down the Nhl Dfs slate for Wednesday, April 12th. We got ourselves just a 3-game slate here tonight where I'm going to go through a couple of my favorite line stacks, some of my favorite individual plays, and some of my favorite value plays. With that being said, let's dive into my spreadsheet here. And we're going to kick things off here like we always do in the top left-hand corner with these highest implied game totals. Got one game here at 6.5 goals, one game at 6 goals even, and then the last game there at 5.5. And then take a look down here at the Vegas odds, where you can see the Islanders, Flames, and Stars are all favored to win here tonight. And then here's a midweek schedule update video here today and tomorrow, but nothing for Friday as we have just 2 NHL games. We don't have any NHL games this weekend either, but I will be back at it next week once the playoffs start. With that being said, let's dive into a couple of line stacks that I like here for tonight. Now, I'm going to probably keep this video pretty informal here today because really there's only 2 teams that have anything to play for. Let's highlight that here right now. For starters, this game between the Sharks and Flames has absolutely no meaning or impact on this year's playoffs. Both of these teams have been eliminated. We got the Stars at Blues here. The Stars are definitely still playing for home ice advantage, but the Blues have been eliminated. And then the Canadiens and Islanders, the Isles are still fighting for a spot, but Montreal doesn't have anything to play for. So just the Dallas Stars and the New York Islanders who really have anything to play for here tonight. And because of that, they're likely going to be popular targets. So we can get contrarian with the other teams. I think some people will target this game between the Sharks and Flames just because neither team has anything to play for. There could be some high scoring potential there to wrap up the season. Some of these guys are still fighting for bonuses and trying to play well for a better contract this offseason. But outside of that, like I said, it's really just the Dallas Stars and the New York Islanders who actually have something to play for here tonight. And so the 2 line stacks that I had highlighted here were on the Dallas Stars and New York Islanders side of things. We know this first line for the Dallas Stars of Roope Hintz, Jason Robertson, and Joe Pavelski is going to be popular. They've been popular all year long, and they're playing well here right now. 17 goals, 25 assists, 42 points in their last 10 games. But considering they will be so popular here tonight, what I like targeting is the entire #1 power play for Dallas, mixing in Jamie Benn and Miro Heiskanen. It's very expensive to do that, but it will force you to get contrarian throughout the rest of your lineup. Now with the Islanders here, I opt to go with that second line of Brock Nelson, Pierre Engvall, and Kyle Palmieri. I have no problem with the first line, but again, I'm probably just going to target the entire #1 power play here tonight in a good matchup at home against the Montreal Canadiens. You'll see Nelson and Palmieri play up on the #1 power play. Engvall plays down on the second, but if you do roll with a line stack, I like the second line because they've been slightly better than that first line when it comes to 5-on-5 play. Now folks, before we dive into some of my favorite individual plays here, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. And don't forget, I am running that Discord channel too, and we got a great group of people in there talking hockey and talking prize picks as well. If you want to join that, there's a link to do so in the description below. Alright, now diving into some of my favorite individual plays here, we're going to kick it off with the forwards. And again, I'm probably going to keep this pretty informal here. In fact, I know I'm going to keep it pretty informal. We're going to start it off here with this game between the Sharks and Flames. Like I said, there is no impact on the playoffs this year in this game. Both of these teams have already been eliminated, but with an implied total of 6.5 goals, it looks like there could be some shootout potential. I like Tyler Toffoli and Andrew Mangiapane on the Flames side of things. Both those guys are very capable of having a multi-point night, finding the back of the net, and they like to shoot the puck as well, especially Tyler Toffoli, so I wouldn't be afraid to pay up for him. And then Thomas Hertl on the San Jose Sharks side of things, playing up on the first line right now in #1 power play. This is definitely a guy who's got some nice upside, 25-30 plus DraftKings point upside, so I certainly don't mind that at this price of $5,300. But again, just one of those situations where I'm trying to break down this slate here and going, okay, well, maybe I get away from the Dallas Stars and New York Islanders in one of my tournament lineups, target a game like this between the Sharks and Flames, being that the implied total is 6.5, but I'm still targeting guys in the top 6 forwards or their #1 power plays. And then a little mini stack that I like with the Dallas Stars is Max Domi and Tyler Seguin. These two are likely still going to be popular, but nowhere near as popular of that first line of Hintz, Robertson, and Pavelski. Both these guys here play on the third line together and also play on the #2 power play, so there's a lot of strong correlation between these two, and very affordable considering the slate as well. Now, moving over here to the defensemen, and it's really the same approach for me here tonight, targeting guys who play on their team's #1 or #2 power play. On a slate like this, though, I'm definitely not afraid to target guys like Joel Edmondson. You can see him as an honorable mention, someone who could have 3, 4, even 5+ block shots in a game like tonight with the New York Islanders, likely shooting early and often. But Miro Heiskanen and Noah Dobson, I'm targeting those guys on their team's #1 power play. New York Islanders here with Noah Dobson, Dallas Stars with Miro Heiskanen. Like I said, it's a general approach for me here tonight in general, targeting full power play stacks, trying to get a little contrarian with my tournament lineups. Mike Matheson here, the Montreal Canadiens, might fly under the radar because he plays for the Montreal Canadiens. That's basically what it comes down to. He has, however, played very well with Montreal this year. He has a lot of offensive upside, and if Montreal just happens to play spoiler here tonight, a guy like him probably has a really solid game, or their goaltender, who I highlight here in just a little bit, likely stands on his head. And then with Michael Stone here, I don't even know if he's going to play tonight. He played the other day against Anaheim, but with Calgary trying to make the playoffs, they did take him out of the lineup the last 2 games, I believe. But when he's in, this is a guy who loves to shoot the puck and does have some decent offensive upside. Being that the Calgary Flames don't have anything to play for, I wouldn't be surprised if he's back in the lineup tonight, and that's a guy that I would target to try and get contrarian. And then I got a couple of goaltenders there for you. Now, if you're looking to go the safe route, it makes sense to go with Elias Sorokin of the New York Islanders or Jake Ottinger of the Dallas Stars, being that they're both favored to win here tonight and actually have something to play for. I went with Jake Ottinger here, but I have no problem with Sorokin. Ottinger's been very solid here in his last 7 starts, with a record of 6-1-0, a goals allowed average of 1.65, and a save percentage of .934. Those are really, really solid numbers there. But then Sam Montembeault, this is the high-risk, high-reward play here tonight that I like. GPP tournament only. If Montreal somehow manages to win this game in New York tonight, like I said, you're going to have guys like Mike Matheson having a big game, or Montembeault standing on his head. And even in a game that the Montreal Canadiens lose tonight, he could have 35+ saves in this game, getting you that 3-point DraftKings bonus. And as always, going to wrap up the spreadsheet here with 3 low-priced options or sub-4K forward plays. I actually want to highlight a little mini stack here to kick things off with Kasperi Kapanen and Sammy Blais. Both these guys playing on the second line in #2 power play for the St. Louis Blues right now. Likely going to come in under-owned as well, more of a contrarian play for sure. But these guys have been solid ever since being traded or picked up by the St. Louis Blues. Kapanen himself has 8 goals, 6 assists, 14 points. Blais has been even better, putting up 9 goals, 11 assists, 20 points in 29 games. So considering the price and the correlation, like I said, I certainly don't mind that as a mini stack. And then Joel Armia there of the Montreal Canadiens. He's playing up on the first line in #1 power play right now for Montreal. He is truly a boom-bust type of player, but he did just score a hat-trick 2 games ago, so he does have some solid offensive upside every now and then. Alright everyone, that is going to wrap up this video here for today. As always, thank y'all for taking the time out of your day to watch the content here on this channel. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Let's have ourselves a great day here, folks. Let's win some money on this 3-game slate. In the meantime, I'm out of here.